Hi, I'm Luis, and we are here at Fair Trade Coffee today. We are here with Stephanie, who we thank for having us all here. And the first thing I want to ask you is, how do you start this business?
Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm just going to throw out there that you guys are sitting in the longest standing coffee house here in downtown Phoenix that's owned by a Latina. So we started in 2007, and to answer your question, I started as an educator, and that was my big dream. I was the first person in my family to graduate. I went to high school here at Maryville and went on to ASU, and I just wanted to be a teacher. Got my first set of classroom keys, and I thought I hit the lottery. Like, that was everything. And I taught in the Santa Maria community, and I taught middle school science and loved it, absolutely loved it. And that was the end all be all, I thought.
Okay.
However, I did some travels, and I was a normal like Starbucks coffee drinker. I had no idea that coffee was a plant, and I think it's so important to share that, because a lot of times we think we need to know everything about something before we can do it, and that's not true. So
Okay.
I went on a coffee tour. I was just like a normal tourist in Costa Rica, and was mind blown, because there's these beautiful plants, and you see the people just working on the earth, and they were so happy. And then at the end you did a cupping, and they handed over the coffee, and they were like, here's your coffee. And they did it with so much love, and I couldn't even believe it. And so I looked into it and just learned that coffee is highly exploitative to the earth and to people, and that we as consumers, we are supporting it whether we know it or not, the exploitation. So I came back and I was like, we're going to start educating in a different way. So I continued to teach at Santa Maria while I started the Fair Trade Café, and I started to teach about conscientious consumerism through purchases here at the counter.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice start.
Thank you.
That's super cool. I think it's really cool how you kind of allowed yourself to kind of pivot your passion, if that makes sense. I think it's really cool to kind of have, I guess, to take that risk and be brave enough, because when you think you love something, you don't think you're going to be able to put that passion in anything else. I think it's really cool that you were able to, go and travel and then be able to, take a hold of that and actually make some action on top of that. I think that's awesome.
And the key word that you said was allow yourself.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because yes, we think that there's restrictions all around us, but really the biggest binder to us fulfilling our own dreams and, being adventurous is ourselves. That's just it. I didn't come from a wealthy family. I did not have a business background. I didn't, and I like to say these things openly so we can demystify the fact that we can be successful.
So what about Aya? Because I know that you were the one who started and founded Aya, and I was able to come out and kind of like see what that was about, but I kind of want to hear about it from you.
Absolutely. So, along life you get so many lessons, and I personally, going through the experience of entrepreneurship and business ownership, I was lost. I was so lost. I didn't know anyone that owned a business. I didn't have a mentor. There was no one really to necessarily lean on. None of my friends at that point, we were all educators. We didn't know.
And
they
you're
all
not
thought,
always going to share,
right,
like, the experience.
yeah, and some people don't want to share.
Don't want to.
Yeah, so AYA is the nonprofit that I started 3 years ago. It's an acronym for Empowering Latina Leaders in Arizona. So I personally, as a woman of color, felt that there wasn't support, and find a need and fill it. So I started this nonprofit, and through the nonprofit, we were speaking on behalf of Latina Equal Pay Day. And I don't know if you guys know, but Latinas are the lowest paid for the same work. So last time I checked, it was 54 cents to the white man's dollar for the same work. So I was speaking on behalf of it, and afterwards my girlfriends and I were talking about it, and we were just in shock that it was even like a real thing. So we decided, let's showcase some of these Latina-owned businesses. And so First Friday, there's tons of people that come out here, and so what we wanted to do is bring a bunch of women-owned businesses to showcase their businesses and highlight them. So we had what we called the Mujeres Mercado, the women's market. So I mean, we didn't even know it was going to be a thing. It was supposed to be a one-time thing for
Right.
Latina Equal Pay Day to just let
Right.
people know that this was a thing. And I mean, from that point on, we are now the largest women's market in Arizona. So over the last 3 years, we have showcased and highlighted thousands of women-owned businesses.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's incredible too, because I think like a big stigma around women is that we don't work together, and having this like AYA is all women working together to create a bigger thing. Like everything is bigger than us. And so being able to help each other and work with each other as a culture and as just a gender, as women,
Right.
is incredible to see. And I know that when I was here, everyone's having fun, everyone's helping each other, everyone's giving advice, and it was incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing that to light, because it is true. It's
Yeah.
women don't work together. We're so catty. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. Like I said, we've worked with thousands of businesses, and I'm so glad that you came and experienced it with your mom.
awesome, yeah.
Because you come out and it's seriously like just a big celebration, and we're all selling things that we are truly passionate about. And I mean, can't you feel that when you
Oh,
come
yeah.
to it?
Oh yeah, it's a party.
Oh, it's so a party.
It's like it's a total party. I loved it.
That's the key, right? When you do your passion to like the work you do every day, it's
Yeah.
more easy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can see your passion when you're on the
Exactly.
field. Like,
Exactly.
passion is undeniable. It's absolutely undeniable, and that's the big thing behind AYA and the Mujeres Mercado, is that you can do things that you love, that you feel purpose-driven and that you're passionate about, and you can thrive.
Yeah.
We don't want to survive. It's not about surviving. It's about thriving. And so that, to me, creating a platform to let people know that, to give them permission, and for them to give themselves permission, like that's powerful.
Yeah. So, Luis, being a father of 2 girls, I guess, so how old are they, first off?
They are the youngest. It's almost 4.
Okay.
So he's 3.5, and the older is 7.
Okay.
7.
So how has it been kind of being a father of 2 girls in that sense?
It's been amazing. I mean, I've always, you know, that you get this idea that me as a soccer player, I will always want a boy because I want him to be a soccer player. No, for me that was not the case. I mean, since I remember, I always wanted little girls. I mean, I wanna be a daddy's girl, you know, and well, it happened to had
Got 2 of them.
They're beautiful. Me and my wife are like enjoying a lot the ride, you know, giving ourselves permission to, you know, to not be, or to not have the fear of messing up, you know, and let the girls make their own choices. Like today, Bianca, when we were going out to childcare, she brings a ballerina costume, yeah. And she said, I wanna put this to go to school, and I was like, okay, if you want to. And she was so happy. But yeah, it's been amazing, and it's amazing how education is how you act, and it's what I feel I've been the past 8 years. Like it doesn't matter how much you talk to them. It's more important how you act around them, because that's where they are looking. And when they play, they usually play like creating the same situation you live at home. So it's been amazing. It's been really cool. So for me, being here, I hope that through this nonprofit organization and the examples that a lot of women are like putting out there, my kids can, you know, don't have any fear to just put the passion out there.
Yeah, and representation is so important.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
seeing powerful women empowering powerful women. I mean, kind of like we were discussing, is so many, you know, there's this stigma that powerful women can't work
Exactly.
together. And I think it's just so important to kind of, showcase that and, bring your daughters around powerful women that want to help other women. Because I think so often we want to be the best and kind of do things a certain way or our way, but it's so important to lift others up, and I think what you're doing here is amazing, and I mean, that's such a great example for your daughters as well.
Thank you. Thank you. And to expand a little on what you're saying, like representation is important. I was sharing it last night that, because my son is a huge, like he loves soccer. So he was looking through like all of your stuff and looking at your pictures, and he's like, Mom, his hair color is my color. His skin is mine. And I was blown away by it, because I would imagine that I created such a diverse environment that it wouldn't be shocking that someone successful looks like you. However, clearly, based on just that small conversation yesterday, I mean, representation does matter, and allowing your daughters to live boldly when they're little tiny tinies, they're going to be strong, powerful women when they're older. Like normalizing all of this. Yeah.
I know too, I love that you encourage your daughters to wear whatever they want, be whoever they want, play whatever they want, and to also kind of go back to what you were saying, they enact what they see. And so much of their lives, especially when they're young, is of their parents. And so I remember when I was growing up, I had 4 brothers, and so I was the biggest girly girl tomboy that you'd probably ever meet. I always wanted to do just what my brothers did, but I also loved wearing pink and sparkles. And so I never felt that whatever way I was feeling the day, whether it was dressing up in pink and sparkles or getting mud all over me, going to play football with the boys, I was always encouraged by my mom. And it was really important for me for my dad to encourage me to do that as well. And so growing up, I remember I was actually the only girl in a tackle football league growing up for school. And I think that was because I was always like, I can do whatever my brothers do, and I want to do it better than them. But it was so rewarding for me, even growing up past that, to know that my dad and my mom were my biggest encouragers doing that. So I think that's awesome that you do that for your daughters, even something simple as what they wear.
I know like something that as far as like working in a club, and I know that being a business owner as well as working in sports is a male-dominated industry. And for me, I was thinking about it because I know it's like Women's History Month, and we're all thinking about what woman has inspired us to really do what we're doing. And as I was sitting there and thinking about it, I was like, it really is the other women in the office, because you have a long week and you kind of go home and this sucks, I'm tired, I don't feel good, I don't want to do this anymore. But then you really think about, no, on Monday or on Tuesday, whatever day, I'm going to go in and see all the other women who are doing it and doing it to the best of their ability and being kind, friendly, helping, and just always being there for you. And I think that is inspiring. And so I think it doesn't always have to be, some crazy famous person who is inspiring you. It is just, it's the people and the women around you. And it's crazy because I go in every single day, and I have Izzy and Jess and Macy who are there to help with everything. Anything you could ever need, any advice you could ever need, they're always there. And it shows you that even though it is a currently male-dominated industry, we're there, we're moving up, and we're helping each other to move up, and we're all going to be there for each other.
Yeah, for me, it's ironic because my character, my strength to being able to stay, 18 years so far this year in the pro soccer environment, it comes from my mom. To be resilient, because through all these years, there's been a lot of, obstacles, a lot of bad days, and I get that for my mom, because she's like that. She's resilient. She always taught me to never give up, and to me being able to dominate this all these years in this male environment, it's come from a woman, from my mom. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I think it's cool, and I think that's, it's important to kind of to talk about those things, because in these male dominant sports, even in football, a lot of guys will attribute their success to their moms, and I think it's really important to kind of also most success has something to do with the woman, whether it's the front office, whether it's the ticket staff. Like you never know kind of who's around it. So I think it's just important to talk about it and have conversations like this, because you never know, I guess, who's behind the scenes and who actually helps you do the dirty work. Sometimes you see the person, on top of the podium, and you don't realize who's behind that. So
Totally.
I think it's really cool that you can share that.
I think too, going back to contribute your mom to so much of your strength is awesome, because I do believe women are very strong, as I'm sure a lot of people do. But I also view my mom as one of my inspirations for my strength. And then also though, she gives me so much hope when I see her make a mistake, because we all do, right? We all make mistakes, even us women. But she makes a mistake, but I still love her so much, and I still look up to her so much that it gives me hope for, like, when I make a mistake, I could still be an inspiration to somebody else. And really, it almost makes it more inspiring, because they're overcoming those obstacles or overcoming their fears even for whatever's holding their back, or like what made them make that mistake. They're getting past it, and then like even still being inspiring to me, which is, I think, super empowering.
Yeah, totally. I mean, for me, I want to, well, my kids are young right now. The older one, maybe she already understands what I do, and she remembers like stadiums and games, and it's cool because I've made a lot of mistakes during my career. I've been criticized. I mean, there's a lot of situations in my sport that you made a mistake, and what I do really worry more is what she's going to see. Like, you can get down, but the next morning you need to go up. Mm-hmm. And that's my strength for me. Like, what my daughter is going to think, the times that we lost a game, we didn't make it to the playoff, or, next morning is like, suck it up. I mean, you have a kid who's going to see you. You gotta get up, and that's. I mean, that's what I think it's cool about my profession, is that you deal a lot with making mistakes. Yeah. Like, a lot. You lost more than you win. It's a fact. I've been here around 17 years, and I've only won 4 trophies. So 13 years, I didn't get nothing.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad you're saying that, because a lot of times we sit and everyone talks about the wins.
Exactly.
But they don't understand
all the losing you have to.
Yeah, you have to lose to win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to. No one just wins. Not only that, we're not up with you training and seeing what it actually takes to make it on the field. And even like social media, you go on social media and everyone's winning, and that's great. I want everyone to win. However, I think sharing some of the obstacles and the bumps, the bruises, and the losses, that's what makes the wins. I mean, there's been many times where this place, I didn't know if we were going to make it. Even just recently during the pandemic, I had no idea. The simple fact that we're sitting here today is a miracle in and of itself.
Right.
So, I mean, and just because you're winning and you're succeeding doesn't mean that you're not going to experience a loss, because you're not guaranteed.
Right.
Exactly.
I also feel like experiencing or like seeing the losses, like especially from like your parents and things like that, it kind of makes you more well-rounded in that sense, because if you just see your parents succeeding or getting along together in front of you guys or doing all the positive things, you can never see what happens behind closed doors. And like for me growing up, like even if they make small mistakes or little things like that, like to me it kind of just made it more of a reality as to like what life would be like truly growing up. So it's like I did have the goods and the bads, but it kind of made it more well-rounded for me growing up.
Exactly. Prepare yourself for what's coming.
Exactly.
Yeah.